Hello, perennial vegetable enthusiasts and forest gardeners. Today I would like to introduce another perennial vegetable portrait of one of our very favorite vegetables, and it's patience dock, which is this big-leafed plant behind us. And it's a member of the Rumex genus, which is the docks and sorrels, which you can, there's a lot of weedy plants in that genus, which you can see in old pastures and roadsides and a lot of places. A lot of the world has these plants. They have deep tap roots and able to grow in really droughty soils and poor soils as well. And but this one, as opposed to a lot of those wild species, which are also edible, this one is not bitter, and it just has a wonderful flavor. So come and have a look at it. This is a really, really nice vegetable. So this plant has these giant leaves, and that doesn't detract from the flavor. It just makes more biomass that we can throw into cooked dishes especially. So you know, this is like almost like a Swiss chard leaf here, and it's they're really, really tasty, cooked as well as raw. And the name, you know, you could call it spinach sorrel, and that's actually a really, really good name for it, because it is a bit sorrely, but it's not very sour. It has a slight sourness to it, a slight acidic flavor to it, which is reminiscent of like garden sorrels and stuff like that. But this one is very, very mild, so you can actually really eat a lot of it, flavor-wise. And so these big ones, these are really good cooked in all kinds of cooked dishes. So we put them in pastas, we put them in soups, we put them in stir fries, whatever, fried with eggs. They're like really good in a lot of stuff. And then these ones kind of in the middle of the plant, a little bit smaller now, those ones we'd probably pick for salads. And they're even though these larger ones are also good for salad, I would say a good rule of thumb is always to take the newest growth for the raw eating, and then the larger, older leaves for a cooked vegetable. So we'll just pick a few of these. They're really easy to pick, and you get, like I said, a whole bunch of matter really, really quick for a quick meal. And we have all these vegetables in the forest garden, and the really, really cool thing is when you're in a hurry, and sometimes we just need a good meal, and evening is there, and okay, let's make a quick green dish with a bunch of greens. This one is really a winner, because you can pick a big handful really, really fast, and so it's really won our stomachs on that one. So this is really, look at that leaf, amazing. The other thing with this plant is it's an early spring. It's sort of an ephemeral, which means it comes up really early in the spring, and it can grow directly under trees, because as long as they're deciduous trees and there's no leaves on the trees, the plant gets tons of sunlight in the spring. And you can see this is a Nanking cherry behind us, and it's just starting to flower and leaf out now, and it's like the middle of April, and and these plants have already done tons of photosynthesizing. They've already made a ton of biomass and really captured the sunlight that is here really, really well. And once this leaves out, this plant is actually sort of finished with the eating part of it already in mid-May or so, and then after that it starts to bolt up to seed. And once a plant goes to seed like that, then you don't really want to pick it anymore for the leaves. So if it's a seed crop, then you'd pick those seeds, but this is not a seed crop. So the leaves are finished around the middle of May. So mid-March to mid-May, 2 months of really, really, really good picking. And then at the end, it goes to stalk, and then it actually dies completely to the ground, at least in our garden, where we can't even see this plant is there the whole summer. So there's like kind of a succession in the garden that way. So these fill up the space, and then suddenly they're gone, and some other vegetables fill it afterwards. So it's a really, really good use of the season as well. If we get enough moisture in the end of summer, so like August, September, these plants will actually shoot up again. At least, especially the bigger, older plants will actually shoot up again and make a second crop of leaves in the fall. And that's probably September to October until really good frost hits the garden. These will actually make a smaller fall crop. So really, really good, and also really, really easy to grow and drought tolerant. So go patience, dog.